Welcome, everyone. Hi. Hope everyone is having a most Friday of Fridays. This certainly is a Friday.
Hello, Spacey. Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the 16 months. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Operator, for the 12 months. Oh my gosh, it's been a year already. Like almost literally, I think, not next week, but the week after is my 1 year anniversary of VTubing. So I'm excited for that. But yes, good morning, everybody. And I see a few of our team members in the chat too. Everyone gets some love in the chat for Alpha who is one of our new pixel artists. Also, hello, Edge Drive, and Zerks, and Haidon, and Argo, and Gray Stripe, and Health Sword, and Eps. Welcome! Happy belated New Year. This is your first day off work for the year. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't believe that it's been like 5 days into January already. Oh, Gun Griffin, hi. Hope you're also doing well. So yes, welcome. I am Spacey Baltotelli. I'm a gadgeteer bat and a game developer. And I'm doing game development stuff today on our hololive fan game, which is an action platform game called Chrono Gear Warden of Time. So, on the last episode of this series, I had Jonk and Palm on board to talk about game design and QA testing. That was a lot of fun. So this week we are back to me streaming solo dev stuff. And since last week, I have completed the tutorial level from start to finish. Now, I feel like our intro stage does a pretty good job of acclimating players to the controls, but I still feel like there's some parts of Crony's moveset that need to be explicitly explained, such as the some of the effects of her time powers, for example. So, with that in mind, I feel like this game would benefit from like a straight up tutorial level. D-Birch, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hi. Welcome. I'm Spacey Baltotelli. I'm a gadgeteer bat and a game developer, and I'm doing game dev stuff. Yeah. I'm explaining how I have finished the tutorial stage since last week. Is Chrono Gear already game? Reality glitch. I think you're referring to either Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross. But that's the reason that that we have the subtitle Chrono Gear Warden of Time, so that way hopefully it's not like confused with a part of the Chrono Trigger series, because they are quite different things. This is a 2D platform game, whereas those games are like RPGs. Oh, awesome! Board fan, hi, and Dark Red.
Operator 1997 gifted a tier 1 sub to Dark Red Cycle.
Operator,
92. They have given 20
thank you for 20 gift subs. Oh my gosh, thank you for your support. Alright, so I can just go through the tutorial real quick and kind of like explain my thought processes behind certain things. But basically, like, I tried to avoid a situation where like the player like Actually, no, I do have a couple situations like that where you have to use a specific ability in order to cross through. But there are other parts where just like the level design kind of like naturally kind of like forces you to use certain abilities. Like, you can't progress past this bump right here unless you know how to jump. And this text box right here explains how to jump. And this gap is wide enough that you have to use Chronicopter. You could also use Drill Dash, but that's not explained until later. And then I implemented conveyor belts using Godot's built-in animatable body 2D node. It's really cool, so I didn't have to make a script for conveyor belts. All I have to do is make this an animatable body 2D, sync it to the physics, and give it a constant linear velocity. And then make sure that the layer is set up to intercept the objects that it needs to. And then it just works. That's really cool. I think I could use that for wind boxes as well, now that I know that it exists. You're having a birthday lunch, Chaotic Claw? Nice. Oh, right, that's right. Today is your actual birthday. Everybody give some love in the chat for Chaotic Claw. Happy birthday. Yeah, we did a happy early birthday yesterday because I wasn't sure if you were gonna be here today. But yeah. Also, Sai, how do you pronounce your name? Sai. But thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hi. Yeah. Happy B-Day. Okay, so basically the purpose of the conveyor belts is to they push the player at exactly their walking speed, so they have to dash in order to get through this. So that teaches dashing. This part right here was my best attempt to encourage the player to dash jump. And the text box explains it, but you can just chronicopter to get up here. You don't have to dash jump. So I'm not sure how to enforce dash jumping here, but I suppose it's fine if it's just a suggestion. And like dash jumping isn't really any more special than normal jumping. It's just that you maintain your dash momentum. And here is where the player learns how to climb ladders. I tried to make it so that they couldn't reach up here with chronicopter. I think they probably could if their timing is like perfect. But this ladder is definitely too tall to bypass with chronicopter. So, and the fact that the ladder is connected to the ceiling means that they will also need to know how to press the jump button to dismount from the ladder. And here is where I start teaching them how to attack. So I made these special doors that they will like evaporate as soon as you clear like the targets that they're attached to. So they have to destroy both these targets. They can only get this target with a jump attack. And then this target can only be attacked through chronicopter. It's positioned perfectly for that. This teaches lateral thinking. Yeah, exactly. You love that chronicopter is just a thing now? You love how it was implemented in Chrono Gear? Yeah, in Chrono Gear it's kind of an ability. and it's cool how it just like caught on like almost immediately after her debut. Also, let me take a sippy real quick. My throat's getting kind of scratchy. Oh, yes, Darkmoon. They are climbing the pun ladder. Now, this part was a bit tricky for me to set up, but I think I've got a good setup for this. I'm basically trying to teach the player how to drill dash. So, for this one, they're encouraged to jump and then press dash in the air. They could also destroy this target with an aerial attack. But even if they do that, they still kind of have to, kind of use drill dash here. Because the way the conveyor belt is here... also, thank you so much for the successful hype train. Yeah! So the way this is configured, it's just like the conveyor belt from before, where it pushes the player far enough that they have to dash. And they will most likely press attack while they are currently in the dash state. And of course, in that case, they will perform the grounded drill dash and destroy this target. That opens up this chamber down here. So this barrier is attached to this fireball launcher. And this is the part where we learn how to reflect projectiles. So I put this little cubby hole here. The player cannot fit through here, but the fireball can. So the fireball kind of like disappears right here so that the player doesn't accidentally get hit by it. But they basically just have to swing their sword and reflect it back. And then they clear that part. So... Oh, Alfie says, New Year, New Me only works if the new me doesn't have to be armade for a manufacturing defect. Good morbing. That does not sound pleasant, but I do hope you have a good morbing as well. Alright, so this part is where I try to explain the time powers. So this barrier will only open when Crony activates haste. And I put a conveyor belt here to demonstrate that haste makes you way faster, so you don't have to worry about dashing or anything like that. And this is just like a place where they can kind of like play around with their fast speed during haste. And of course their fast climbing speed. And this part is pretty interesting. So this is kind of the same thing except for stasis. The barriers will disappear when stasis is used. The player is encouraged to stand underneath this row of fireball launchers and then press stasis. The barrier will disappear and the fireballs will come down, but they'll see that the stasis field slows down the fireballs. So then they're free to kind of like reflect them if they want. And then here I have a repeat of haste, where you have to use haste to break down the barrier. That is specifically so that they're not in stasis by the time they reach this section, because I want players to have enough blue mana to maintain their stasis for this part, which is where we teach the defensive properties of stasis, where as long as the stasis bubble is active, we are safe from 1 hit of damage. And then here is I put a little finish line here just to see what, just to like indicate, hey, this is where it's over. There's a couple of cute cutscenes here too, with Crony and Mume. But yeah, that was my strat for the tutorial. Trustboat stream, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Snared says, do you still feel productive working on your game off stream? Honestly, I do. I just have to make sure to take regular breaks. It's kind of something that I explained during my stream yesterday when I was playing Mega Man fan games. Like, you want to section your work sessions into like 1 hour chunks. And like, basically I learned that like the way the human brain works is that we tend to remember the beginning of things and the end of things more than we do the middle of things. So by splitting your work sessions into 1 hour chunks, you are creating more of those beginning and end sections to remember. Plus, taking like a 10-15 minute break is just like a nice way to kind of like refresh your perspective. You just have to turn your brain off during that time. Don't think about what you're going to do when your break's over. Just pull yourself into the present. Just focus on where you are, any like ambience around you, like sunshine, birds chirping, fireplace going. Focus on your breathing. Kind of a form of meditation, I suppose. So that way you kind of like detach yourself from the project long enough that when your break time is over, you get that new beginning memory. So then it kind of like helps you like think of your most recent problem that you're trying to solve from a new perspective. Oh, D-Birch, that graduation is not for Hololive, it's for Ninji Sanji. Pummel Puff is graduating. So many of the people I follow are just like really upset about this. I don't really keep up with Ninji Sanji too much, but I do know that Pummel Puff was one of the heavy hitters of the Ian branch. So I feel for everybody. I do wish her all the best in her future endeavors, whatever form they may take. Or switch hyperfixations. Yeah, it's a beautiful day outside. The birds are singing, flowers are blooming, and kids like you should be meditating. Am I working more or less hours now? I'm working about the same, but I'm basically being more efficient with my break times, in the sense that I do not think about work at all during my breaks. That's especially important when you're trying to sleep. That is the reason why there are absolutely no electronics whatsoever in my bedroom. Like, I don't even, like, I think the only electronics are like my lights. But even then, like, if I'm just trying to wind down for the evening in my bedroom, I have a candle, and I'll just relax with candlelight instead of my electric lights. But I feel like the absence of electricity in my bedroom, it really helps me tune my brain off. No radio, no clock. Sometimes I'll bring my phone in if I want to like listen to ASMR, but that's it. But yeah, also I guess like electromagnetic frequencies can also be kind of like a disruptor, but I don't really know too much about the subject myself. But But yes, that's the point is take frequent breaks and make sure that your break is actually a break. Like turn your brain off from what you're focusing on. Because your brain is a muscle just like any other muscle in your body, and it needs to relax every now and then. So I think that was one of my big mistakes in the past. So I feel like I'm getting better at that. And I also feel like I get a burst of energy whenever there's sunlight out, and I just like stand in front of the window and just like soak it in. Gotta get that vitamin D. No electronics whatsoever. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because there's like the door, like the room, like literally right next to my bedroom is of course my office, and all of the electronics are in here. I've actually heard that while people are streaming, sometimes like their CPU will produce enough like carbon dioxide that it helps to have like an air purifier going, and I do have an air purifier going right now. So I think that's kind of helping too. It feels like there's a nice breeze in here right now, even though there isn't. Okay, yeah, electromagnetic frequencies. But yeah, those are my tips in that regard. So thank you for asking that question. All right, so without further ado, I think I can just demonstrate how the tutorial feels in action. So let me just pause my music. I think I still have the audio set up from last time. Well. Okay, so it just kind of starts with a cutscene.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. So the way we imagine like this particular moment in terms of the story is that it takes place before the events of the game unfold. So it's kind of like a flashback. Also, I don't have any cutscene music for this yet. And I also do have kind of a placeholder song for the tutorial itself, but I want to eventually like make something that's a bit more lo-fi. Something more chill, but for now I think it'll work. Way to break the fourth wall, Mume. So yeah. So I think maybe I could have a dialogue box pop up as soon as the stage starts that explains how to interact with the text boxes. So it would just explain press up to interact with the little Boros talkie bubbles. And also, eventually, I want to try and figure out a system for displaying button graphics based on your current control configuration. But for now, I just have the name of the action in brackets. I think maybe I could keep it that way, but then have a script attached to the dialog boxes that replaces instances of those brackets with the corresponding button. I'll have to think about it. I wonder if Godot developers have come up with like a system that can be used as a base for that. But yeah, this explains the physics of jumping. How when you hold it down, you can jump higher, and when you just tap it, you can jump lower. Yeah, press jump to jump. Yeah, the brackets are just a placeholder. Yeah, this explains Chromicopter. I felt like this was a logical next thing to explain because Chromicopter is tied to the jump button, and we just learned how to use the jump button. Did I make the artwork in this stream? Asks Trash Boat Stream. I did make the pixel art of everything that's present in this stage. But other team members have helped with some of the other like actual levels in the game, as well as a lot of the NPC characters. But like I've done a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of like some of the early game environments and like the main cast. So this explains dashing. Wait, really, Health Sword? What? Princess Peach Showtime is gonna be E10 and up? Yeah, so this enforces dashing. The same as Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay, so this is kind of like... I feel like there's gotta be a better way to like kind of enforce dash jumping here. But for now, it's just kind of up to the player to kind of play around with it. They could use Chronicopter to get past here, but... Right, and here is where they teach climbing. Oh, Palladium. Hi, hope you're doing well. Crony X, yeah. And here is where we teach how to attack. And as you can see, you have to do a jump attack for this. I love that dissolve effect. It kind of like, it's almost like it dissolves in the sand. Use Chronicopter to attack targets above you. So yeah, you cannot reach this with an air attack. You have to Chronicopter. So that's good. Okay, so this is where I did my best to enforce drill dashing. But you could just use an air attack to destroy this target. So it's not required, but I would like it to be. But this is fine for now. The important thing is that they learn how to do the ground drill dash, which is much more strict. So press attack while dashing along the ground. So once again, like the previous conveyor belts, you cannot walk, you have to dash during this. And the player is going to be pressing the attack button during this dash state, so they will automatically do the drill dash. Yeah. So this part is where we learn how to reflect. And this is set up so we cannot get at the fireball, we have to attack it. Yeah. So, press gold to activate haste. So this barrier will only open once we activate haste. So Palladium says, would a ranged character be added in the future? I think you would get extra range through assist abilities. Like the rest of Crony's group, which is Promise. That's their name. Those other characters would kind of like provide an indirect means of like attacking at a distance, I think. Yeah. But like Crony is just so powerful that I feel like that's like a good like trade-off that she has to get up close. She's kind of a rushdown character. Okay, so this part enforces the use of stasis. And I positioned the fireball launchers above because that's kind of the best way to kind of like indirectly. Yeah, because so you see that this happens. And even if you get hit, I have a special flag set that it doesn't reduce your health, so it's not possible to die from this. And here is to do haste again, just so that we get out of stasis and so that it has a chance for the mana bar to regenerate. Specifically for this part. So this part is, I think this one property, this one thing right here is what really compelled me to make an actual tutorial level. Because most players aren't really going to figure it out on their own until, like, without trial and error. So there's a special property to stasis where Crony is protected from damage while it's active. So we activate stasis, and the spikes damage us, but the stasis blocked the damage, and it put us out and drained our mana bar. That's a very useful property. And here's the finish line. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Yes, you could say I know some cool moves. Yeah. Yeah, Zerx, I'm planning on making, like, using a different song for this. I feel like something based on, like, her chat music would be a good base to work from. Either that or, like, the music that she plays during Minecraft streams. I think I might actually do that one, actually.
Oh, hi.
Let me know if you want help with that. Yeah, no problem. I did just get a new set of VST instruments for Nexus 4, which is specifically based around lo-fi beats. So I want to experiment with that first. So yeah, at this part, so the way I feel like the tutorial would appear after the first set of introductory cutscenes in the game. So at that point, the game would ask you if you want to play a tutorial. And if you say yes, it will go to this tutorial stage, which is a flashback. And then after this, we'll flash forward again to the actual intro stage. Well, I'm just gonna breeze through this real quick for people who haven't seen it yet. Okay, so Reality Glitch says, maybe instead of a dialogue saying how to interact with the text bubble, the talking icon that pops up when Crony gets close looks like the interact button. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. To where it will display the actual button that you need to press, or in this case, the direction that you need to press. Oh, Gray Stripe, there's a reason for that. It's because the tutorial takes place after those cutscenes. So, like, basically after, like, the dream sequence and when Crony wakes up, we're imagining that there'd be, like a prompt that asks the player if they want to play the tutorial. I'm not sure if that's going to be the final position of the tutorial. It could be, like, a separate, like, thing entirely. Okay, let's go up here. Nice. Okay. I didn't get the timing down. There we go. Yeah, so even if you get hit by projectiles, the stasis protects you. Okay, I'm gonna skip this for now. Also, you can reflect the lightning ball now. I'm not sure if I showed that off last time. Before, it would explode in your face if you tried that, but I feel like the reflect feels way better. And it kind of like reinforces the notion that you can reflect any projectile in the game, no matter how big it is. As long as it's moving forward in a trajectory, you can reflect it. Yeah, that's basically the plot, Palladium. Nice. Cool. Oh, one other thing I wanted to explain, which I'll get into when we get into the hub area. Oh, cyberspace friend. Hi. Hope you're doing well. So, okay. So, Drill Dash has actually been nerfed a bit since the last stream. Previously, you could Chronicopter and then Drill Dash afterwards. Or you could Drill Dash and then Chronicopter and you get the extra height from it. So that's kind of been removed because it was just way too easy to bypass certain obstacles, and it also kind of like made things tricky for the layout of the tutorial level. Like there's a specific reason Meta Knife nerf in effect, but the move is still very powerful. I also feel like maybe we could because currently during the move you're invincible. We could replace that with a super armor effect that just reduces damage instead. Because the way that the challenges are structured, I feel like maybe it's like a bit overpowered compared to the other moves. I still want it to exist though. It was suggested to me that the move could only be used during haste, but I think that would make it too situational. Oh, Mr. Pazak, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Because, like, basically, we were thinking, hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, yes, basically, like, super armor is, yeah, you take damage, but you don't flinch from it. It does already have super armor during the startup of the move. But yeah, basically, like, our thinking is because, like, Drill Dash doesn't really cost, like, any mana to use, and it can be used whenever. So, the fact that it can stop the player's vertical movement, like, if you use it in the air, pretty much gives it kind of the same niche as Chronicopter. So the fact that it could previously be combined with Chronicopter means that, like, it was almost kind of a way to, like, fly infinitely. And also, like, the invincibility period can be used to kind of, like, bypass, like, enemies and projectiles. Yeah, it doesn't reduce damage, it just prevents flinching. Yeah, okay. So, that is the tutorial level. Let me take a sippy. Now, something else that I've been putting work into during this week was the hub area for the space world. We have the time world, and we also have most of nature made, but we hadn't worked on space yet, so that's what my main focus was on during this past week. Oh, do I have games or projects on Steam or Itch? Why, yes, I do. Now, as far as this game goes, we do have a page on itch.io. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, so this is the page on itch.io for Chrono Gear Warden of Time. Now, in addition to that, I also work professionally as an indie game developer. I am most known for being the producer of the Freedom Planet series, which those are available on Steam, on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, and I think that's it. But yes, I have been doing this for a long time, so it's really cool to have these dev streams now, to where I can kind of like share my craft with people and kind of like share what I know about building these kinds of games. Oh yeah, that's correct, Apps. Freedom Planet 2 is not currently on consoles, but it will be sometime around the spring. Yeah, I hope the spring rollout will be successful as well. I do have faith in our publisher to make it happen. They've been very professional, and like, I feel like they know what you're doing. Let's not forget Freedom Planet on the Wii U. Oh yeah, it was on the Wii U. I keep forgetting about that, since the Wii U eShop is now defunct. But yeah, like, I just felt like, one day I just felt compelled to make, like, a hololive fan game centered on Oro Crony. Because, like, the fact that she is time itself, like, and has, like, thus has control over it, like, gave me, like, a lot of ideas for how that could be applied to, like, a speedy platform game. And I felt like, that kind of game was just not going to happen unless somebody like me made it happen. So I started solo on the project, but now we have a team of around 30 active members, and they've been an absolute joy to work with, and we could not have made this much progress in such a short time without their help, so thank you all so much. Okay, so for those who have not seen the Nature Hub, I'll show off all the hubs real quick that we've made so far. So the main one is, of course, the World of Time hub, which is kind of like known as the Eternity Sanctum. And it's a pretty basic layout. But I really like the reflective floor in the area with the portal. And we also have the Nature Hub, which I really like the look of this too. like Edge Drive helped me a lot with the pixel art in this one. I did the leaves primarily, and then Edge Drive did like everything else in the environment, like the tree trunks and like the soil and the flowers. Mr. Pazak says, as a lover of Metroidvania/platformers and a former speedrunner, not enough time these days to grind. Yeah, I know the feeling. This game looks great from what you've seen so far. Thank you so much, Mr. Pazak. I appreciate that. Yeah, like, on my prior work, for my prior work on the Freedom Planet series, like, that series is also kind of has a focus on speedrunning as well. And it's kind of like, it's been really interesting, like, communicating with the speedrunning community to kind of, like, figure out, like, what we could do to kind of, like, make things a bit more, like, streamlined in that regard. Also, Nimbu! Thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's, like, accommodating speedrunners for a game is not something that, like, it's understandably not something that all devs prioritize, because it does require certain concessions. For example, in Freedom Planet 1, there were certain glitches that we had to kind of, like, really, like, weigh whether or not we should keep them in for the sake of the speedrunning community, because the concern was that they would just keep playing the game on older versions and not update their game. But, like, since those times, they have found, like, alternative ways of, like, saving time that bypass the use of those glitches, so we were kind of lucky in that regard. But yeah, like, we also, like, approached, like, the character abilities in Freedom Planet 2 specifically, like, even more with that sort of thing in mind, especially in terms of the frequency of inputs. Like, we did not want, like, speedrunners to hurt their hands playing as certain characters, so eventually, like, in that game, for example, we added the ability for characters to just automatically attack as fast as possible by holding the button down instead of having to button mash. So that's definitely, like, something worth considering as well. But honestly, like, from what I've discussed with some of our speedrunners, you don't really need a lot in order to encourage, like, a speedrunning meta in your game. Like, I think, like, the most essential things that I can think of are, like, some manner of in-game timing, and also a way to skip cutscenes. And I feel like that's really, like, that's really all you need. Because I do know that there are quite a few games out there that, like, actually have the potential for good, like, speedrunning meta, but they have either, like, unskippable cutscenes, or they have, like, really long intro or tutorial sequences that cannot be bypassed. Yeah, I just, like, I'm just such a big fan of like, speedrunning, like, whether it's through humans or through tool-assisted means. Oh, you're doing well, Nimbu? That's good to know, yeah. You love when devs get feedback from speedrunners and ends up with some pretty cool results. Yeah, that's the thing too that I've noticed. I feel like that kind of feedback synergizes with some of the aspects of platform game movement that appeal to me, in terms of just tiny little, like, things that you can do to kind of, like, optimize your movement, whereas, like, the main moveset itself is still, like, very, like, easy to get a hang of and accessible. Yeah, they play games in ways you can never think of sometimes. Yes, that also makes them very good playtesters. That's another reason I think it's really cool. Yeah, I've seen a lot of speedrunners in retro community with carpal tunnel. Yeah, as somebody who has also, like, grappled with that in recent times as well, I definitely, like, want to minimize the risk of that. But, like, I do have, like, a good setup now to where, like, my desk is pretty ergonomic. I'm using good mice. I have, like, a relatively flat keyboard with a really nice wrist rest. And, it's manageable. And especially with the fact that I've been taking more frequent breaks every now and then, it's just giving my wrist muscles time to kind of relax. And then I have these braces that I wear at night when I sleep so that my wrist does not, like, accidentally get bent in awkward positions. Oh, Haz, hi. Hope you're doing well. Wow, so many cool conversations today. Yeah, and really, really love having options to help people avoid hurting their hands when devoting so much time to the games they love. Yeah. Absolutely. Are those braces prescription? They are not. I actually got them, actually like ordered them online, and it's really cool because they have these bean bags attached to them inside, and the bean bags kind of like fill the space of the palm of your hand when you wear the braces. So like that way it could just kind of like completely immobilizes my hands while I'm sleeping. I'll have to see if I can find a link to them and I can post them in the Discord server. But they are absolutely amazing, and I feel like they have worked better for me than a set of prescription braces would. Yeah, no problem. I'll write that down so I don't forget it. Share braces I use in Discord. Okay. Sounds good. But yeah, I really like the graphics of the Nature Hub. It's so good. But I can romp through that real quick. You developed tennis elbow from your wrist movement playing guitar. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah. In that case, I could post a link later during the stream to the place that I bought them from. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this for now. Okay. Yeah, I just love the way this hub's shaping up. The mirror is just a placeholder. There's gonna eventually gonna be like a fishing spot there, to where we can actually like play a fishing mini game. This looks so good. And I like kind of the reflective water surface too. So eventually for this hub, I want to have kind of like a shed that is like implied to be Fauna's house. And then like her cat could be in there, Snail, and then you could pet the cat. Maybe it could be like here. And then I can move like this stuff like somewhere else. Yeah, Nature Hub, my beloved. All right, and then of course, last but not least, we have the Starship ID, which is the hub that I've been working on the past week. I actually like the Starship has a graphic, which is right here. This is just part of a cutscene. But I actually shaped the hub around the actual shape of the ship. Like, I took the ship sprite and I like increased the scale enough to where the locations that we would need would fit inside of it. I think that's neat. Like, it's not strictly required. I could have just like made like a box region and just like called it a day. But I think this will be a nice Easter egg for people who like clip out of bounds for some reason. But yeah, this is meant to be like the hub for the space area, and basically like Crony stumbles into this environment that already has like a bunch of characters, and we wanted to capture the feeling of like the player like stumbling into somebody else's adventure, and they're just kind of like passing through. So the specific characters that are here are all of Hololive Indonesia Gen 3, which is Kobo, Kyla, and Zeta. Or Zed, I can't remember how it's pronounced. And then also IO15, who already has kind of like a space motif in her backstory. So we figured that she would be the captain of the ship, and the ship actually is themed around her. And then also Ina from Hololive English Myth is also on the ship, helping out with various things. And Ina is here because like space is like Sana's domain, and like Ina and Sana have like a close relationship. So that's that. I could just like walk around the ship and show you what I got so far. Oh, also Marine does make an appearance as an antagonist, but this should disappear until the actual like cutscene plays. Which the cutscene is still a work in progress, but I'm looking forward to working on it some more. Wait, is this supposed to be like this? I thought this catwalk was... Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. I think I need to do this. Oh, wait, no, it's just layered behind. So it's there, but it's, for some reason, this is being drawn over. So one way I could probably mitigate that is by going to the terrain layers. And then moving this one layer behind. There we go. This, I did notice that this affected other objects, so... I think it just affects the engine room. So let me move this one layer down. There we go. So shenanigans happen that kind of like literally drop Crony into the spaceship. That's why you lock layers when you're not working on it? Yeah, that makes sense. And it kind of starts off like a Star Trek episode where like Wolfie's explaining like the captain's log. and like it's portrayed a bit seriously, but like in a comedic way, if you know what I'm saying. Crony falling never gets old. Oh, Edge Drive, you're a Trekkie? Let's go!
Wow.
Wow! Bump, bump. Okay, I just took Sippy. Oh, I know of Roboco. It'd be cool if we could find a place for her. Based on like where the story's going right now and the density of characters in each world, she might be able to fit in World of Civilization. But we'll have to give it some thought. If nothing else, like her and other talents who don't physically appear in the game could have like cameo appearances, like maybe in like billboards or posters in the background. Star Trek sweep. What's your favorite Star Trek series, Edge Drive? I gotta know. Sure, I'll take all the glory. I'm completely fine with this. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not supposed to. Alright, so I do feel like maybe that cutscene kind of like introduces too many characters at the same time. And I talked it over with the writers, and we're thinking that we could just split that cutscene in two, so that initially you only encounter Iofi and Kobo. And then after that, you'd be encouraged to explore around the ship and properly introduce yourself to Kyla, Zeta, and Ina, like separately in their own individual introductory cutscenes. And I think that'd be a nice incentive to kind of like look around the ship, because otherwise there's no shops or anything. Oh, Deep Space Nine's your favorite? I've heard good things about Deep Space Nine, but it's one of the few that I haven't actually seen yet, outside of like a few episodes. So yeah, this is Ina's room. And as you can see, I've kind of like put some furniture here themed around her. Like we've got pillows that kind of look like her book. And then we've got a little takodachi.
Wow.
And the window is like on the far end, specifically so that we can still see Sana outside, because there's a cutscene that takes place later on between Sana and Ina in this room. Yeah, and then she's got like a drawing tablet here too. I want to add a few more bits of furniture here, just to kind of fill it out a bit more. And I added like a screen here just so that like, because I don't have a door yet. But yeah, that's one thing I could also work on after I'm done showing off the rest of the ship, is I could work on some like doors that kind of like automatically open and close. Oh, also, this up here, it's a hatch that leads to the outside. And I'm thinking that Sana would initially not appear in the background, but once you like go up the hatch and go in the outside, then she kind of like rise up and then you'd be able to have conversations with her out here. And just like in Galaxy Gourmet, if you stand still for a while, you get a different owl animation where Crony like waves at her.
Yeah.
Sana. Okay, so this room over here is shared by Kobo and IO15. Kobo does not have an owl animation yet, so she's just like standing there for now. I also need to add more furniture based around IOFI. So that is something that I plan to do. Oh, Palladium, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Kamaiku says, how are you breathing? I have an idea to where, like, the first time you have a conversation with Sona out here, one of the other crew members, like Zeta, for example, could be like, Crony, what are you doing? There's no oxygen out here. And then she's like, time doesn't breathe. I mean, we literally are kind of like a godlike figure. Granted, we do have reduced power, but yeah, like, in addition to these elevators, which are taken from Belltown, I don't think they need to change. I think they look good here. But you can use these, and there's also emergency ladders. Just in case the elevators break down. And here's the engine room. And, like, the engine room has, like, a power cell, which powers the ship. And I know it doesn't make sense for an engine room to have a window, but I just love how Sana's just like in the perfect position to kind of like peek inside. But yeah, Kyla's whole thing is that she's kind of like a blacksmith, and they've kind of like toyed around on stream with the idea that maybe Kyla was the one who forged Crony's swords. So I feel like we could maybe roll with that. yeah, the warp drive is cold with a computer fan. But yeah, I'm not too experienced with like mechanical bits. I mean, I feel like I could pull them off, but it takes me a really long time. But like, I did my best to kind of like make it look like a warp core. And last but not least, the final room is the bridge. So, you know how there's that portal in the World of Time hub that takes you to different stages? This is the space equivalent of that portal. So just like in the World of Time hub, we can just press up here and then we can go to the stage select screen. Oh, welcome back, Health Sword. Then we can play the World of Space levels if we've unlocked them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, backing out will take us back to World of Time. So I'll just back out here. But yeah, that's what I've made so far of the Space Hub. I feel like maybe this middle section right here could be like a mess hall. I could like carve out like a space in the background for like some tables and some counters and maybe a stove. Yeah, space. You recognize that jump sound? Yeah. I think it works well enough. And I mean, it's not really being used anywhere else. Yes, I have made doors before. But they're like I think the only actual like doors in the game that have the perspective that I need are the destructible doors in the intro stage. So something with this perspective I think would work well. But I'd want to handle them in the sense that, like, just, like, approaching them makes them open, and then, like, leaving, like, makes them close. So I think what I could do... where are we going? Okay. So they're 4 tiles tall. Now, what I did for I could do something similar as what I did for the hatches. For the hatches, I'm actually using the script for like pushable buttons, except like they're not attached to anything that would activate. So all that happens is that the player like overlaps the area and then it like swaps out the sprite. Oh, Mega Man Zero style doors. Yes, we do actually have those programmed in the game. We could do that and just like have the player teleport into the room. But I kind of like the way that it flows right now, without needing the screen transitions. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Maybe we could have that Zero styled kind of door right here, and then you kind of physically enter the mess hall. Oh, Palladium, we already do have a bunch of clockwork stuff in the World of Time. Are there any more lost music tracks for Freedom Planet? I don't think so. I think like we included everything in the soundtrack that's on Bandcamp. Alright, so let's make a door. So I think I will spend the majority of the rest of the stream doing drawing stuff, which is always fun and relaxing. Okay, where's my drawing program? Okay, here it is. I'm gonna take Sippy real quick. Ah, nice. Okay. Wait, stage clear isn't on there? Oopsie. That's a mistake. Okay, let's see. Wait, before I do that, there's a couple things I need to do before I forget. So, the Takodachi. This is something that I commissioned from Athalopi, who is one of our newest pixel artists. And she did a very good job on the idle animation, but she also did a walking animation that I have yet to implement. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see. I'm pulling up the file folder thing. Okay, Taco Walk. So here, we've got this. Yeah, it's just a nice little float. I like that. Also, it's facing like the opposite way that it should. I will go ahead and fix that in the taco sprite sheet. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Takodachi. Oh, I see what the problem is. Let me pull this up. So in my drawing program, the animation, like for the idle animation, is facing left, but I usually default to right. So I will go ahead and flip this entire canvas horizontally, and then I'll export the sprite sheet. Okay, that's good. So now when we go back to Godot, okay, now it's both facing the same direction. Yeah! Matthew, 20,016. Hi, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Yeah, I love the bouncy animation. And then go into a run. I think I might play around with the offset a little bit. But that'll be for later. The important thing is that it's there. Okay, so let's save that. Yeah, this is Ina. Taco. Saw you on your recommendations and thought to follow. Oh, I appreciate that, Matthew. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing game dev stuff right now. I am working alongside a team on a hololive fan game called Chrono Gear, Warden of Time. Oh, Melee still looks fun. Yeah, Melee still is fun to this day. I feel like Melee has kind of like my favorite like single player adventure mode. I just like how all the stages are themed after like different franchises. I really appreciate Subspace Emissary too, but like I really wish Subspace Emissary had themed levels like that. Like it's just kind of like generic fantasy in terms of the environments. Okay, the one other thing that I wanted to do before I forget is go back to the Sanctum Hub. I forgot to update like the graphics for the shard. So gonna delete this, and then I'm going to go to the stage select screen and get like the clock hands. So I'm gonna copy all these. Oh wait, no, I should copy this too. There we go. And it should have the proper offset. I might need to move it a little bit, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so also what I want to do is I want to clip children. Okay, wait. I want to move it up here. Let's zoom in, make sure that it's at the proper offset. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna turn off grid snapping so I can get this down. Oh, it's just like off by like 0.5 pixels. Can I do this? Okay, I think an X offset of 3 is what we need. There we go. And a Y offset of 14. Okay, so if that worked out, it should have the same animation that it does on the stage select screen now. Oh, you're gonna doodle Roboco-chan? Nice. It always makes me happy when I work on something and it kind of like inspires other people to kind of like work on their own things at the same time. Yeah, we chill like that. Okay, let me just test this real quick. Well. Okay, yeah, it does work. I feel like I need to turn on bilinear filtering just for the inside. Okay, I'll do that real quick. Like there's some special effects in this game that are really like better with filtering as opposed to just like pure pixel art. Okay, it kind of works better, but the clock hands still feel like segmented for some reason. I could make the hands, the clock hands, static. If this doesn't work out. But let's see how they handle the textures. Okay, they already are using bilinear filtering. Trying to follow the Discord, but the link is expired. No! Let me see if I can find a new one. I think it's because only boosted servers at the top level can have custom URL addresses, which is kind of dumb. Yeah, we're not at level 3. So we can, like, if you have a custom invite link and then you get brought down a level, then you lose that custom link. Okay, let's see. No expiration, no max number of uses. Okay. Alright, here is the new Discord link for our server. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and update my stream elements bot as well. And I feel like I need to update my Twitch descriptions too. Let's see. Okay, that's been updated. And I'll update my Twitch panels after the stream. Oh, Nero Shikari! Hi! Hope you're doing well. And Prismatic Cobras! Hope you are also doing well. Yeah, doing various game dev things. So yeah, I think for this, we could just, something else that I could try, actually, is to make clock hands that are just, like, thicker. I think I'll do that, eventually. But for now, this is fine. And similarly, in the Starship ID hub, I feel like I want to have the galaxy effect from the stage select screen. So I'll copy all of these particles. Okay. Shard. Huh. Okay. Oh, I see. That's why. Okay, so we do this. Let's turn off clipping so I can center it. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I mean, the effect is probably a bit overkill for how small it is. So I think what I could do in that sense is you can't really see the stars. So I will just keep the swirl. Okay. That's good enough for me. Looks fancy. Thank you. Oh, Palladium, so you're gonna make like a Roboco-chan fan game? Because if so, I am all for that, and I wish you the best of luck with it. Well. Okay, so that is all set. Yeah, the way I animated this this like terminal is to kind of like resemble like a three-dimensional star map, and hopefully it gives that kind of like effect. You would, but you can't make a game. I don't feel like you should say that. I feel like it's not a matter of if you can make a game, but when you'll be able to make a game. I feel like it's only a matter of time if you really like commit to like learning the ins and outs. And there's quite a few like pieces of software that like really help like people get off the ground and don't require as much like coding experience. I would highly recommend Game Maker as a potential starting point, because they now offer like free use of the program as long as your game is not being made for profit. And that I've always heard that that's a good starting point. I'm not really that familiar with it myself. I mostly grew up on like ClickTeam software, such as like ClickTeam Fusion, for example. Operator says, not a programmer, but you've taken towards volunteering your services as a research consultant. Nice. Okie dokie. So, let's make a door. So I will go back to my drawing program. Thank you for having pets. So nice. Here's a taco. Oh, something I did want to show off. like during one of my previous streams, I had drawn all of Hollow Myth, aside from Ina, who was already done. So this is what I had at the end of that stream where I drew them all. And once again, I passed them along to Ward for touch-ups, and then this is what he came up with. And surprisingly, they didn't really need that much change in order to be refined. Like, I feel like I'm learning a lot from studying Ward's sprites. So it's really cool how this kind of like back and forth between us in terms of pixel art is kind of like helping us like learn each other's styles and learn like new techniques for good sprite composition. It's so awesome. And like, I love the sass on Gura specifically. Like, I feel like she didn't really change that much. She just needed like a cool pose. And like, it's kind of the same with like Ame, and Callie and Kiara. Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, Gura is sass. Oh my gosh. This looks like art you've seen in Hollow Gear. Yeah, it does kind of have a Hollow Gear vibe, doesn't it? Except instead of like being like full chibi, it's kind of like...
97 gifted a tier 1 sub to Palladium 346. They have given
Thank you for gifting a subby to Palladium. Let's go! Enjoy your emotes, and of course ad-free viewing on the Spacey Botlotelli channel. But yeah, it's kind of like a middle ground between chibi and like full anime proportions. It's kind of a style that I'm already like quite familiar with from my past projects, so I think it's a good set of proportions. It's enough to kind of like get a feel for the way that the characters look, like they're full models, while still like offering enough compromise, like in simplification, that they could still be like animated fluidly. Yeah, Bat Company. But yeah, I really like the way they look. I feel like we have almost everybody that has a role in the story. I think we're just missing like a few members of JP that appear later on, as well as Guild Tempest. But I think after that, we're pretty much all set in terms of base sprites. And then it's just a matter of like animating everybody. Like some characters don't really need that many animations, just like an idle and a walk. Others would have like specific poses. Speaking of which, I want to show off some of the stuff I've worked on for Marine too, because like she is surprisingly fun to draw. So for starters, this is her base sprite, and this was after like I did I work on a base sprite for her? I can't remember, but either way, this is after Ward's refinements. She's got like the oversized jacket, but she does that thing that a lot of anime characters do, where you only wear it halfway, and like you kind of like leave your shoulders exposed. And I did finish her aisle animation like literally yesterday. So it kind of like, it's just kind of this. I don't think it needs to be too extreme. It's only 6 frames. But yeah, I like it. And aside from that, I have also worked on a few cutscene poses. Something cool that you can do in terms of like static poses is that you can take their base sprite, only flip the body but keep the head facing the same way, and that gives them kind of like a good like at the ready stance. You know what I mean? Where they're just kind of like like bracing themselves. You just remembered that, oh yeah, the hololive shuffle medley. That was really fun. And I really liked the 3D environments in it too, and just like the different character infusions. But yeah, Marine and Ina's outfit is just, oh my gosh, it's so sussy. Oh yes, we gotta have the noble woman laugh. This is actually like a 2-frame animation. I just like shifted a few pixels around. Like I gave it like a sub-pixeling effect, so that way it like feels like she's laughing. And then this is kind of a two frame thing too, where she's kind of like getting ready to point, and then she's pointing. But yeah, Marine is very fun to animate. And I'm really looking forward to working on her introductory cutscene. Because basically what happens is hold on a second. Basically what happens is that she has her own ship, which she shares with Aqua, and it's known as the Aquamarine. So basically, you'll have the ship here. Sana won't be here; she'll be hidden. But you'll have the starship ID, and then this will kind of like fly in, and she'll stop right on top of the starship ID and drop an anchor on it to kind of like lock it in place. I like that I'm just like dragging props around as if I'm playing with toys. This is kind of like a very complicated way of playing with toys almost. But yeah, like, and then you'd see like right here, there'd be this anchor that like literally broke through the ship. And she'd be standing on it, and like she'd like properly introduce herself as the primary antagonist of the space world. Like, because of the shattering of space-time, different like hololive characters ended up in different parts of the world, and Marine happened to end up in World of Space, so she became a space pirate afterwards. Yes, exactly, Nero. It's a very complicated toy box that if the toy upsets you, you can reach into its soul and edit it. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, you are in my room, in my Twitch room. But yeah, this would come down, she would like properly introduce herself to everybody who kind of like goes up the hatch and kind of like confronts her. And then shenanigans happen in that regard. I could see her having what's the name? Tronbon from Mega Man Legends. I could see her having that kind of vibe. Well, okay, so back to the drawing board. Alright. So we're gonna close these. And then we're gonna pull up the tile set for the Starship ID. Okay, Elfie asks, have you ever seen Bodacious Space Pirates by any chance? That's the first time I've heard that name, so no. Okay, where's Starship? Here we go. So I'll draw it here at first, but I feel like the doors need their own image. But I'll start here just so that I know what colors I should work with in order to make it match. What I could actually do, so how many tiles big wide it is? I think it's that, yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to kind of set up this 256. Like that. Okay. Oh, Creeper Boy, hi. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so the basic structure of the door that we want, is it's just kind of like a wall with the door cut out in the middle. Like this. And it doesn't really need to be the full height because the characters aren't that tall. So I think it could be like, okay. I think the tallest character is like around 64 pixels maybe. So this could be even shorter, I suppose. So, yeah, I'll just draw like this first, and then I'll kind of like carve out an opening after we've got the design of the door down. Oh, no problem, Palladium. Y'all may come and go as you please. It's a nice and chill stream. Okay, let's see. I do want a shadow up here. Not a hedgehog shadow, like a shadow. Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost can bring you down. There's nothing left to lose. So now, how would the door open? We could split it in two and kind of like open it left and right. We could also make it just one solid piece that slides to the left or right. I think I'll just make it one solid piece. So let's see. I'll do like this. Determination of the strong. Okay. We need a little bit of depth here, so I'll add a little bit of this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Heroes, right? I could actually put like a light here, like a futuristic like Tron light. Let's see how that would look. Bring you down. There's nothing left to lose. You win. You heard that someone beat Tetris? Oh yeah, I did hear that. I didn't know that Tetris had a kill screen, the way that Pac-Man did. But I guess past a certain score, the game just like stops working correctly. Yeah, something like that. All hail Shadow. So here, could do this. What? Oh, I see. That's pretty cool. Those are pretty cool bananas. So, for the door itself, maybe we could give it a bit of a metallic shine. Something cool that we could do, actually, is to make a separate sprite for the shine that is overlaid on top of it, and then have that move at a different speed. Okay. But I feel like it needs some kind of like pattern to make it look a bit more like a door instead of just the wall. I'm gonna look up and see if I can find a visual reference for that. Okay. Sci-fi door. I see a bunch, but they open, they're like split in two, and they open that way. But I want one that is one solid piece that just kind of like slides. I see some stuff I could do. Oh, Gospel, welcome home. You did your part-time job? Let's go. Okay, so for starters, we can put some ventilation down here. Do I want this to be lighter, or it could also be like a grayish color? Like that. That's worth a try. I could always recolor it later. Yeah, Mike, we're drawing a door right now. Let's do this. And then we could kind of give it a bit of depth like this. That's probably fine. I'll keep it geometric. So then we take this. There we go. It's starting to look like a door now. Okay, let's do this. And we'll take some of this. Okay, and then I do want to add like a bit of a shadow here. But actually what I could do is I could make that like a separate like shadow box that's overlaid here so that it remains in the same place even if the door itself moves. So in that sense, I will go ahead and make that. Move this over here. Oops. No. There you go. Avanel. Hi. Bats. Purple Bat Musician VTuber Gang. Okay, so the way these are positioned, it implies that it's gonna open left to right, but I don't want that, so I'll do this instead. There we go. I think that'll work fine. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that lines up. Probably make that a bit shorter. Like this. Yeah, the color difference, I'm not sure if that's working for me. Oh, like, right, I want to make that a bit brighter. Like that. Cool, cool. I'm getting a message.
E.
E. So I guess I could put like a, I don't know, like a box at the top. Like this.
E.
E. E. Mm.
E.
See, I feel like the E part in the bottom kind of implies that it's going to rise up from the floor. So maybe I should do a door with halvesies. So this is like right here. So then what we could do is like, is that the middle? I think it is. Then we could kind of like bend it a little bit over here. Oops. Actually, I want to make that symmetrical. Nice. Dippa 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 ba. Something like that. Yeah, I think that looks decent. Long thing let me know Let's see. Oh no, thank you. If you saw it, you saw this door, you try to walk into it. Nice. Okay, something that I think could kind of like help enhance the shape of something, make it feel a bit more like ingrained, is to add like a border in a lighter color. Yeah. I think that's especially good for like tech stuff. It makes it feel a bit sharper. Wow. Okay. So now that we have a basic shape, I'll worry about the walls later after I've done coding this. But one thing we could do is 2, 3, 4. Could do this. Just to make it look like attached to the wall. We could do the same thing here. Just make it very small. I'll just leave it like this for now. So now we take these door pieces. We're going to make them into separate sprites so that we can have a proper animation. And I want to add some treads. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for the care combo, Argo. Okay, I'll take Sippy and Stretchy. Cybernetic Dragon, hi. What's a cooking? Space stuff. I'm working on the space hub, and currently I'm working on an animated door. Alright, I'm stretching. Oh, good stretchy. Okay. So let's put this right here. Nice. And then the door on the opposite side won't have the tracks, just to give it some 3D. Well, they could have the tracks actually, but they'd just be like shaped differently. Yeah. Okay, so we got the shadow, we got the door. I think all that's left is to add like a part of the wall that's behind here. So I think the way I would handle that is I'd get like a second like set of lights here. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, is there enough space? Huh. For this door to slide out and kind of like be hidden here? I'm not sure. You can try reducing the size of this to kind of accommodate it. Okay, cool. So we don't need this reference anymore. So we'll shrink the canvas size back down. And hopefully this is enough. Actually, let me move this out from here. Move it over here. Okay, now I'm gonna save it. Starship door. All right. So we have our template for the doors. So I'm gonna zoom in, go back to Godot. And we should have the sprite imported. Okay. Okay, I'll put the door right here, I think is the center. I'll just call it door. So this door will be comprised of several sprite layers. So I'll put the frame first. And we want an atlas texture. So that way we can take a single texture and specify a region for it to display. Okay, sweet. So that's gonna be like overlapping everything else. So I want to give it like a higher draw order. So we're gonna also do, I'll call this frame back. And this will be layered behind. What we want to do here. Okay, what's the dimensions of that? Okay, 16, perfect. So we'll put that there. And then we'll do one that's even further behind. I'll call it frame back. I want to move it a bit more precisely, so I'll go ahead and... like that. Okay. Alright, so then from here, we want the left side of the door. Oh, Cybernetic, you're working on marble statues? Nice. Okay, so this... do this, then it goes right here. So you see what I'm trying to do there? So it kind of like it'd slide into the door that way. Cool. Now for the right door, we basically take the same, except I kind of like take out like the treads. And then we're gonna flip it horizontally. No. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. I think we have everything we need in order to create the animation. So once again, I think I can reuse the button script. But I might need to edit it a little bit to account for like actual like animations that play. So the way I handle it for the hatch is that, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll expand the button script. Okay, where is it? Touch button? I'll just search for button. Okay, push button. does the touch button have what I need? Oh, maybe. Although the touch button is only like one-time use, it doesn't revert back to its original position. Okay, I'll expand touch button. Just because that is like based around like animation player stuff. Animation string off. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so we want to add a boolean. Export var return to off position. Bool equals just make it false by default. Okay, so we want to make this on body. Is it on body exit? Okay, animation name off. Okay. Now, how do I handle the touch button script? The structure of it. So I'm gonna check real quick. Under my gimmicks. Ah, where do I use this? I'm sure I'll figure it out. So I think the base object needs to be an area 2D. Which I can do quite easily. Sha-da-da, 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 sha-da-da. Okay, so we want this to move whenever an object overlaps it. So from here, we need a collision shape that covers the area of the door that is like activated. So basically, when any object crosses this region, the door will open. And then I also want to add a static body, which is like a solid, just so that things can't clip through the top part. Okay. We'll do this. Nice. I think that should work wonderfully. So we will go ahead and add an animation player and an audio streamer, two-dimensional audio streamer. Oh, okay. Because I do want to have separate sound effects for the door opening and closing. Okay, yeah. I should be able to get away with just using one. What kind of door sounds do I have? Do I have a sci-fi door sound? I'll just, like, swipe the Doom door sound for now. I think I used that sound, in Freedom Planet. Let me check that folder. Yeah, the Doom door sounds are actually a stock sound effect. That's why you hear them in so many places, is because they're like free to use for commercial projects. At least as far as I'm aware. Okay. Where's the correct folder for this? I have like a bunch of folders for audio files. Okay, door? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna, like this, the sound that I have for the Doom doors is stereo. I'm gonna change it to mono, because I feel like mono is easier to gauge the position of when you have positional audio in the game like this. Cool. Oh, and in this version of the Doom door sound, I added a few like subtle filter effects to it, so it sounds a bit different. Okay. Or nice. So then the close sound effect. Okay. Make that one a bit quieter. It's a bit loud. Okay, save. Door. Metal close. There you go. So now we should have our door sounds. So by default, it will load in the open sound. Yeah, the Doom sound effects were from a specific commercial package known as a Sound Ideas Library. Yeah, it's been used in not only a lot of games, but a lot of TV shows and commercials. Okay. So from here, we can go to our animation player, and then we'll have two animations, one for off, one for on. So we'll do the opening animation first. So all we need to do is change the position of these two door pieces. So we will add those position values as keyframes. So let's zoom in here. I don't think it needs to be that long either of an animation. Maybe like half a second. Oh, also audio. We want to change the specific audio sound that we're streaming, and we also want to change whether or not it's playing. So it will be playing during this. Oh yeah, it's exactly half a second long, the sound effect. Okay, so we will change the position of door left. Okay, what's a good position offset for that? Negative 14 is probably fine. Oh, I forgot about the shadow as well. Okay. So I'll go to frame here, and then I'll add a shadow. Make unique. Yeah. Oh, Aniki, hello. Hope you're doing well. I don't get the pun. That's the second time someone's posted that, too? It's supposed to be intentionally, like, not a pun? Let's do that. Okay, so here. Oops. Oh, let me go up here. Change that offset. All right, so the way I want this to work, I want it to be transparent. There we go. I mean, I feel like we only need the shadow on the top part. The shadow on the side might not be necessary or make sense because we've got like light bars on either side. So I will edit the image file real quick. There we go. Cool. So we're gonna move this 14 pixels to the right. Nice. Okay. My hand's in the way, but you can kind of see. But we see that this right part is clipping beyond beyond the wall. So there's a couple solutions to that. One is to actually make the wall wider to account for it. We could also change like the region size during the animation itself. What? Whew. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick refresher while I think about how to tackle this clipping issue. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks so much for hanging out with me so far. Bye. Spacey Batotelli will return after the break. I'm back. I'm back. Thanks so much, everybody. Oh, welcome back, Borb fan. Hi. Okay, so I could just make this door like a few pixels like wider. Mostly in the sense of like, hold on. I'll try this. Yeah, so okay, so there's a little bit more covering it there. That might work. Might. So what I could do now is I could change the physical offsets of the doors, of the door pieces. Move them to the left by 2 pixels. Wow. There we go. Oh, my hand. It's in the way. Nice. I think maybe I want it to move a bit faster. Phew! Ah. My goodness. Yeah, that sound effect. I'm just using Doom doors for now. I feel like I'd want to use something like a bit more discreet, so that the way the player doesn't hear this sound like constantly as they're walking around the ship. Alright, so we are going to I'm gonna delete this animation. I'm gonna duplicate the on animation for off. And basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the position offsets. Yeah. And I think that's everything we need. It should work. I'm gonna hide the collision shapes just so we don't see them over the graphics. And all that's left is to add the script. Touch button. Animation open position? What's this used for? Animation open position. It's not used, is it? Okay. Oh, okay. That just determines when the objects is associated with activate in the span of its animation. So it doesn't apply to this. So turn flag to rotate the position off. Okay, where's the door? There it is. Body entered. Door on body exited. Nice. Yeah, this is a hub world creeper. Oh, Palladium. Now that you mention it, I feel like maybe the VTAC server would be a good place to share your hololive fangame idea. As far as I'm aware, it is only invite only right now. But I can do some digging and see who you need to ask permission to join. But it's a really cool server where we have it's like probably like the main source of like artists and animators that we've brought on board. There's just so many cool people there, and they're all like big fans of hololive. Okay, so the door should work. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save it and then play. Now I'll have to skip both cutscenes. No. Let's go, it works. Awesome. So all I really need to do is just touch up like the pixel art of the door frame. And of course we are going to add that door to other rooms. I think what I want to do in this case then is to make it a scene that I can duplicate. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this branch as a scene. And then we are gonna go, let's see. Tiles, Starship, and then I'll name it Starship Door. And the cool thing about this is that we can use this door script in the stage that takes place on Marine's ship. And we can just give it a different graphic. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. Flip it horizontally. And maybe we could have a door leading up to the bridge area. I'm not sure. I feel like maybe it doesn't need one. But this cutscene keeps activating automatically despite not being finished, so I need to figure out what's going on there. It's not set to auto start, is it? So I've got it here. Oh, okay, I think I know what the dealio is. Because it's overlapping the start location at the beginning. So I'll just do that. Well, the best advice I can give in that case, Palladium, is that you gotta show, don't tell. Like, ideas mean very little unless you have a proof of concept to back them up. Like, for example, during our first commercial game project, which was Freedom Planet, we did start a Kickstarter campaign for that game. But before I even considered that, I wanted to make sure that we had actual content first. So we, like, for the Kickstarter project, we made sure to have like a full-fledged demo ready that kind of like demonstrated, like, okay, this is an idea that is going to happen. We have committed to it. And I also remember seeing an idea for a hololive fan game that was basically like Mario Kart, and it had a bunch of cool like concept art and like descriptions for different aspects of the game, but there was no game itself, like no like prototype, no gameplay footage or anything like that. But I feel like you kind of need that in order to kind of like make people feel confident that what you're working on is going to be finished someday. And I think that's like a valuable step in the road to recruiting a team. Because it kind of like reassures them that as the project leader, you can put pedal to the metal. Now, as for acquiring the skills to actually get that far in the first place, that is something that I still struggle to explain to people who are new in game development, because it's been a really long time since I've been in that position. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm the best person to ask advice from in that regard. But it's something that I'll have to give some thought, because like everybody's got to start somewhere. I guess in my case, my starting point was in terms of like education, because I went to like a 2-year community college for computer science, and while I didn't actually like, well, my degree didn't really actually help me get a job at any point. I still learned valuable problem-solving skills and how to just like break down problems into more manageable parts. Oh, that's exactly why you haven't put your project out there. You've had a perfect storm keeping you from producing a tangible proof of concept. Excited to finally put some energy to it, though. I see. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Alfie. And I feel like that kind of like gives you like some like breathing room to solidify your concept, so that way it doesn't like change too abruptly once the project truly gets off the ground. Oh, not looking for advice? Oh, my apologies. Okay. Okay, so we do have our doors now. I could probably refine the graphics, but I think I'll just do that off stream. I do feel like maybe in your case, it could help to have a change of mindset. Because I notice you tend to refer, when you talk about yourself and your ambitions, you seem to emphasize the mistakes more than the stuff that you've actually gotten right. So I know it might take some work, but just try and like flip that around and see where it takes you. If nothing else, just like pretend at first, and then like, because you know the saying, fake it until you make it, right? Something like that, I suppose. Did the college hand out complimentary programmer socks? Well, that would have been nice, but unfortunately, no. Okay, so now that we have all of the doors, let me double check, make sure that they all open properly. You got shirts and scarves? Nice. I think I got like a tote bag. and overly expensive textbooks. You can't forget those. It's part of the college experience at this point, at least in America. You don't think programmer socks were in fashion quite yet then? Yeah, I went to college in from 2007 to 2009. Nice. Okay. Okay, I think that feels better, having the doors like that. Oh, I have to double check and make sure I can't clip through the top. Okay, I can't. Nice. And yeah, like I said, I wanted to add some more decorations to Iophi's side of this bedroom. That are kind of like themed around her. I wonder if she's had a 3D showcase yet. If so, then I could use that as a reference. And then maybe I could add like a mess hall, like right in the middle of this hallway here. Maybe the buttons need checking in Sands of Time since they're based on the same script. Yeah, I could do that. That's a good idea. I'll go ahead and go to the level select and like double check Sands of Time to make sure that nothing's busted there. Getting achy? Gonna move to your bed on your laptop? BRB. Oh, no problem, Elfie. Please take care of yourself. Okay. Alright, we're gonna play through Sands of Time real quick. Because I think this is the only place in the game that actually uses the touch button script. Ow. Well, okay. Two of them, yeah. Yeah, I never get tired of hearing this song too. Bob did such a good job remixing the draft that I sent. Okay, here's where the touch buttons are approaching. Okay, so they are working. I just noticed. I wasn't paying attention because I was enjoying the level so much. Well, yeah, the team and I are still trying to think about whether we want a demo or not before the final release. I think it depends largely on how long the game is actually going to take to finish. Because if it's still a while away, then I think a demo would be a good way to kind of like keep the hype going. The other thing too is that if there's a demo, like what we should actually show off. should we just omit cutscenes entirely and just have like a handful of the early game stages? Should we give the demo like its own bespoke stages and cutscenes? There's lots of different ways that you can approach a demo build, and like you have to be really careful so that because a good demo is just like a balancing act of making it so that people feel enticed to play the full version when it comes out, rather than feeling like the demo all by itself was a satisfying enough experience and then they don't bother playing the full game. Which I feel like that was a problem with the first game that we published that wasn't made by us internally, which was Grapple Force Arena. Because that game, at the time that we made the publishing deal with Ashley, we had, the game had already had like a substantial demo available that was playable in web browsers. And like a whole like 1/5 of the game was playable in that browser demo that already had its own like self-contained story arc with a satisfying conclusion. And we just took that demo and just like made it like ported it to PC. And then that was a demo that was shown to everybody, and I guess that was like not a good idea because there weren't really any teasers of what was to come after the first world, and the first world already kind of like wrapped things up nicely. Yeah, this game is going to be free. If people are satisfied with the demo, do you think there wouldn't be much loss? Yeah, honestly, I would agree. Like it's a whole different thing when you're making a demo for like a freeware game as opposed to something that's going to be sold, because let's go. If you're making a demo for a game that's going to be sold, the demo has to act like a salesman of sorts. It's got to sell players on the idea of buying the full version. But something that I forgot to consider until now is the fact that since this game's going to be free, there's no selling to do other than enticing people to keep an eye on the project until the full game is released, and then to download the full version if they like the demo. You got the full game of Grapple Force Arena? Gonna play it eventually? Thank you so much for your support, Creeper. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to touch up the clock dials on that, other than like, maybe I could use a line renderer instead for the dials. That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna give that a shot now, before I forget. Okay, where'd you go? Where'd you go? We are going to the Sanctum Hub. You suppose a free game is where you do in fact look for more exposure? Yeah, I suppose. The other thing, of course, to consider is that, at least in the case of hololive fan games, if you release a demo for a fan game and hololive talents play through the demo, and the demo has content that is in the full game, like, will they be enticed to repeat that content for the full version? I suppose it also depends on if, like, save files get carried over. So yeah, there's just, like, a bunch of things that have to be put into consideration, so it's just something that the team and I will have to keep, like, discussing as we make more progress. Alright, so for this, what we want to do is we want to swap out these for simple lines. Something else I could do, actually, wait. I could just increase the width. Like that. So 8. Hopefully that's enough to kind of like get rid of the choppy feeling. Interrupting bagpipes, say what? Oh, let me taste a beat. Okay, Edge Drive. You say what we could do is make the demo its own little thing. Yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Like just like a level that only exists in the demo and not in the full version. So that way, when the full version comes out, like it's still like a completely fresh experience. Something like that. I don't know. Okay. So hopefully this does the trick. Okay, yeah. I think that works well enough. Oh, yeah, that's a good example, Lancelot. Christmas Nights. Back in the day, Sega made a game called Nights into Dreams for the Sega Saturn. And during the holiday that the Sega Saturn released in the US, they also made a Christmas demo of that game called Christmas Nights into Dreams. And the demo had its own unique content that was specific to it and was not in the final game. Like it turned the first level into a winter wonderland, and it had like a bunch of like unlockable presents with various things, like tons of like mini games and stuff. And the holy grail of those mini games, of course, was the ability to play as Sonic the Hedgehog in the demo, which was so awesome back in the day. But yeah, like that's a really fine idea of making like putting in like the time and effort to make like a truly like unique demo compared to the full game. Yeah, 1996 was the year, I think. Now that you mention it. Okay, so now that this is fixed, Oh yeah, a bunch of MS-DOS video games did that as well. Such as what you mentioned, Elfie. Jazz Jackrabbit had a holiday hair demo that had its own like unique set of Christmas themed levels. So I think like the best case scenario in terms of a demo for this game would be to have like its own like bespoke like handful of levels and its own like kind of like mini story attached to them. But of course the downside to that is that it does take more development time for that sort of thing. So again, it's just something that we'll have to just continue to discuss as we make more progress in other areas. And then maybe eventually we'll be able to, we'll have enough assets that we could just kind of like remix them in a way that is like unique to the demo, I suppose. Ooh, Ovenel just shared some music tracks with the team that were like stuff that he composed for like a special challenge that he's doing where that's called Track in an Hour. And like he kind of like speed runs making a track on his streams in 1 hour. It's really cool. I feel like maybe I want to try that sometime, not in the sense of like speed running track creation, but in terms of like composing music on stream. Bump. Alright, so I need to focus, and so we've got this hub stuff set up. I could do more drawing. I could try and like add furniture to this room. So I will go over to my drawing program. Let's open up. Okay, so this is like the quote-unquote tile set that I'm using for the rooms, which like every row represents a different room. This one's the bridge, this one's Ina's room, and this one is Kobo and Iofe's room. So I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna try and see if Iofe has like a special room or something I can use as a reference. Let's see. IO 15 room. Oh, I just realized that's why she has that name. It's kind of like a it ties into her space motif. Like Area 15 is like the inverse of Area 51. Well, she has a painter's motif, so I feel like she could have an easel. I think that'd be a good starting point. Okay. Oh, yeah, Health Sword. That was the era of shareware. Like, since there was no internet back then, like, you kind of had to rely on making free demos of your games, and then counting on people who liked them to, like, put them on a floppy disk and share them with their friends. That's how the demo of Doom, like, led to it being such a wildly successful game. Okay, let's make... I'm gonna move this up a little bit because I have a feeling some of this is gonna be positioned behind the bed. So I'm just gonna make the easel by itself. Da, 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 da. Could do this, kind of. Okay, so an easel has 3 legs. 2 are positioned forward, and 1 is positioned, like, flipped backwards. Yeah, 90s were good times. Something like that. Okay, so an easel canvas kind of has like a yellowish tint to it. It's kind of an off-white color. I'll darken this a little bit. Oh, you were browsing a toy store the other day and you spotted a Fisher-Price toy that's modeled after a cassette tape. Yeah, despite the fact that cassette tapes aren't used anymore these days. That's kind of interesting. Okay, I feel like I want to make this angle less exaggerated. Something like that. Ultra Falcon, hi! Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm drawing, doing some interior decorating. Okay. So then I guess there's like a thing up here that keeps it in place. Like a clip. Okay. So from here, I could use her color palette. Let's see. Okay, what should I have her be in the middle of painting? It could just be a blank canvas for now. Or I could have like paint splotches. Like that. Something like that. I think that looks pretty sweet. Just kind of go all Splatoon on it. I've never actually played Splatoon, because when Splatoon 1 and 2 were a thing, my internet connection was not good enough for online games. Now that we're in Splatoon 3, I'm like, do I really want to sink time into this? I mean, I've heard it has really good single-player content, so that's something. Maybe I want a darker blue, because that kind of blends in with the canvas. But I could maybe, like, fill half the canvas with the lighter blue. Nice. And then maybe it could have, maybe it could have a paintbrush sitting on it, like right here. Nice. So, I just need to find space for it. That's probably fine. Yeah. Move this spine here. There we go. It doesn't really conceal that much, so that's good. You played the demo of Splatoon 2 and loved it? Too bad you haven't bought any Splat game yet? Yeah. Alright, so let's see how that looks in the room itself. Yeah, I feel like just the easel there adds a lot to it. Maybe she could have cans of paint over on the end table as well. And of course she's got the laptop. Okay, let's do paint cans. Now she does have paint cans on her outfit. So let me look at the model reference and see if I can swipe those. There we go. Oh, also I could look at her sprite for the colors. There we go. So I'll just swipe all these. Like, so it's got these white labels on the side. And then it's got like a silvery part up here. Nice. Yeah, I'm so glad the pop emote's back too. Thank goodness Twitch increased the limit on the number of animated emote slots that we can have. And let's turn this one, make it fall over. Okay, so this one. Cool. And do I have another green tint? I do. Okay. Nice. Maybe like a little clock too, alarm clock. So for that, okay, what kind of shape do I want it to be? Like a digital one? That's probably fine. Yeah, that reminds me, I've been wanting to like start streaming on YouTube as well. I've seen quite a few like VTubers actually stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, which sounds really cool. I'll just have to like do some research. I just need to set aside some time for research to try and figure out how I can set up everything. I also need to find space on my overlay to have like 2 chat boxes. So that way we can have a Twitch chat box and a YouTube chat box. I could perhaps for this screen in particular, I could remove the mobile phone and then put both check boxes on the bottom down here, and then move my marquee and my music names up to the top right. You've seen some people have a merge chat? That would be really cool too. I think I would prefer merge chat as well. It's probably trickier to set up, but it's the payoff is that you don't have to adjust your layout too much. Okay, cool. And then just for funsies, I could have her like splash some paint accidentally on the bed frame. Right there. Nice. Turning chat screen into a Nintendo DS? That's not a bad idea. But it'd have to be like an off-brand Nintendo DS. And like my whole like stream layout, like the idea I had for it when commissioning Fea, was that it'd be like reminiscent of the Sega Dreamcast. Okay, nice. So now I feel like we have enough stuff themed around Iofi that you can tell it's her room, or at least her side of the room. Yeah, okay. Back to Godot. Nice. The chat window does feel very VMUE. Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind when I sent in like the initial draft. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna run around for a little bit in here just to see how it looks in action. Wow. Cool. Yeah, just a good rule of thumb I've learned from studying Tyson Tan's environment art in the Freedom Planet 2 hub areas. Just fill them with stuff that the character cares about. Stuff that they would use in their day-to-day lives. You kind of have to approach it kind of like the way you would in a game where like interior design is a part of the gameplay, such as Animal Crossing, for example. Just like take the extra time to just like fill it out with various knickknacks, and it just like really makes the space feel more lived in. Something else I feel like I would want to do is add stuff on the background wall layer because it scrolls differently. Because like you notice that like as I'm moving forward, the background is not scrolling as quickly as the foreground. So I could add some like posters on the wall, or like just some stuff that's like behind everything else. I could potentially move the easel into that background layer. Just as an example. Yeah. And I feel like Ina's room's already in a pretty good spot in that regard. I imagine that she's pretty neat and tidy. And of course, you don't really need to worry about it for the engine room. I guess I could add like some metal pipes in the background. Some more like machinery bits. Yeah, Taco. I love the Taco. Athalopi did a great job animating him.
Wow.
Oops, no. Now there's a... Let's see. Please move out of the way. Okay, thank you. Wow. Taco. Yeah, that's the reason that Ina just has a room to herself instead of having to share beds. Is that she needs room for her tacos. Oh, right. I need to fill out the bridge. Because so far it's just a computer terminal. So I need to fill this out with stuff. I think it could use some chairs, like, surrounding the main terminal. I could do, like, 2, like, sci-fi chairs. Yeah, I'll get started on that. Okay, back to, A-Sprite. A-Sprite's so good for pixel art. I'm so glad that I made the switch. All this talk of tacos is making you hungry. Oh, yeah, it kind of makes me hungry, too. But only because, like, you pronounced, like, taco is the word for, like, octopus in Japanese. But but yeah, it's pronounced the same as like tacos. I'd love to have tacos too. Oh my gosh. When we make homemade tacos, what I usually do is we cook hard shells and soft shells, and what we'll do is we'll wrap the hard shell in a soft shell, so that way we can purposely break the hard shell open and fit more stuff in it, and then like the soft shell just like acts as a cushion to keep everything inside. And I usually don't like drop anything on my plate that way. It's just a nice clean way to have tacos and kind of like get the best of both worlds in terms of like the hard shells and the tortilla shells. Okay, so now I need to pull up a reference for like a sci-fi chair. Let me see. Sci-fi chair. I see a few things. It could be like a mix between like a Star Trek-esque captain's chair and like a computer chair, like a gaming chair. Like it could have like the top of a gaming chair, but not have the wheels. It could just like be embedded in the ground. Let me look up a reference for gaming chairs as well. Oops. No. Gaming chair. Because a lot of gaming chairs already kind of have that sci-fi look to them. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. So the question is how big would it need to be? I'll pull up a reference of Crony sitting. I feel like it would be lifted off the ground more than a normal chair. And luckily I have multiple sitting animations for her to accommodate for different chair heights. So I'll use this one as a reference. I mean, Crony is already supposed to be pretty tall as well. Oh yeah, I could put a wheel on the main terminal too. Or like a bespoke piloting station. Yeah, I'll just go with this one for now. Because I feel like pretty much everyone who's a part of the crew is shorter than Crony is. What I'll do actually is I'll temporarily make a new layer. I'll put Crony on that layer. And then I'll just put like a line here to indicate where the bottom of the chair is supposed to be. Well, so we'll start with like a grayish color. Kind of make it like this. Where's her head? Where do I need to put the pillow? In other words. Okay, up there. Da, 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 da. Oh, gonna drop off? Edge drive? Yeah, no problem. Hope you have a productive stream. Thank you. Hope you're productive in whatever you choose to do, even if it's sleeping. Okay, flip this horizontally and vertically. So kind of like this. I'll make it this color. I'll have it match. And then I'll do this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 Mario Galaxy's soundtrack makes you so happy. I'm so glad that game exists. And that they decided to go like more grandiose with the soundtrack. Because from my understanding, Miyamoto was presented with two potential soundtrack styles. One was the orchestral and another was more like pop music. Ba-ba. Da, 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 da. Oh, you posted the thingy? Oh, cool. Yeah, like, Discord kind of, like, gives people the option to, like, expand the text if they need to. So that's no problem. Okay, let's see. So for this part, I feel like we kind of do this. And then we go up here. Let's see. Let's change the color of that. And then give like an actual like pillow here. Just a nice circular pillow. Something like that. There we go. Yeah, nice cushiony pillow. And we could have the symbol of the Starship ID, which is Iophi's lightning bolt. Could have it on there. Nice. And I feel like we could also use a pillow down here for lumbar support. As long as it's like discreet. So I might need to make it darker in color. I was watching footage on YouTube of that Mega Man X8 remake. It looks really good. It's making me want to get through the X series just so I can appreciate it more when I do finally get around to playing it. It was showcased in Sage too, if I'm not mistaken. But they've got all of the Maverick stages in it and all of the upgrades and stuff. All they're missing is the fortresses. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really... honestly, I'm not really that hung up about not being able to play as Zero or Axel, because X is by far my favorite character to play as in the X series. So that's fine. But I could see why some people would be like put off by that. You guess the X8 remake is more like a proof of concept? Oh, that's a good way of putting it. And like the sprite animation's absolutely gorgeous. Like it is leagues above any other Super NES style official Mega Man X game. Okay, so I could maybe do the same with the lumbar pillow, with the big pillow on top, but nah, I'll just do this for now. Okay, so I'll go over here with this. I'm gonna go over here. And I want to give the back some depth, so let's see if we can do that. Looking pretty good. Shanata. Shanata. Oh, Anne, thank you for care combo. Okay, got zippy. Now I'm doing stretchy. Well, okay, good stretch. Okay, so from here, I don't really know of a good way to draw those like flaps that gaming chairs have, so I'm just gonna make this a bucket seat. Okay. Okay, where the, okay, armrests. I think they would be positioned right around here. There we go. Oh, I remember that episode of Star Trek Enterprise. I had a lot of fun with Enterprise. It's kind of like Voyager, where I kind of have mixed feelings about the way they handled certain things, and especially in Enterprise's case, because it ended before it really had a chance to take off, I think. Like you remember the blue guy? I loved him, and he was supposed to join the crew after season 4, but there's only 4 seasons of the show. But at least they made a novel that kind of like goes through what some of the story beats that they would have explored. And I distinctly remember a scene where after the blue guy becomes where he becomes friends with Captain Archer, and he's kind of toasting their victory with Andorian ale. And after he takes a sip, his antenna kind of spin around in a weird way, and you could tell that Captain Archer's actor was trying really hard not to burst into laughter after seeing that. He was looking away from the camera and covering his face with his hands, but he kept his composure. But just for a split second, you could see him starting to crack up. Like I remember watching I remember binging the show with my dad with the DVD set, and they had like a bunch of like outtakes too that were really funny. Okay, well, okay, so the problem with having chair arms is that we kind of have to account for when the player sits on it, so it would need to be split into 2 layers. One that goes over the player and one that goes like behind them. I almost feel like this song is too hype for my streams. Because I can't help but just like stop everything and just dance for a little bit. Oh, this game's soundtrack is amazing. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I need to go back to sci-fi chair references. Just so that I have a reference for the bottom part. There we go. Well, I finished Bomb Rush Cyberpunk in the future. I'd like to. It's just that we're in Mega Manuary right now, so it's probably not going to happen for a while. It's starting to look like something, because you see what I mean here? Because some characters have, when they sit down, they have like parts such as capes or whatever that kind of like go out. I could probably mitigate it by just making the chair wider and then like forcibly snapping the player to a specific position in the chair. Blah 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 blah. Also, I saw that Sega is gonna be like reviving some like old game franchises, including Jet Set Radio. So I wonder how that's gonna work out. Ba, 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 la, da. Okay, I think that's good. What kind of other chairs could I make in terms of a base? I guess that makes sense to have a chair that kind of swivels around, so I could do like a style of a barbershop. Okay, cool. Do that. This kind of goes like over, I guess. Yeah, one of the most signature aspects of the platform games I work on is the ability to sit in chairs. It's something that I always try to sneak into them whenever possible. Alucard is interested in this. I'm interested in this. I wonder how his voice acting sounds in the remakes. I wouldn't mind playing it again just to see how it is, and I'm also very curious about how Maria and Richter play. This doesn't look sturdy. I'll move it up a bit and maybe give it like a cone shape. Wait, there's a fan patch for the Saturn version? I've heard that the performance is a bit choppy. I wonder if emulation fixes that. Launched last week. Oh, full translations, a couple of fixes. Nice. It'd be so cool to have a randomizer for that game too, but I know that like each of the individual rooms in the castle are kind of like hard-coded, like everything in terms of like the enemies and gimmicks and stuff, so it's not really possible the way it's coded. Okay. Got kind of a barber chair thing going here. I feel like maybe like, it's a little bit too wide now. So I'll push that out like this. Well, and then we'll just like make it more like buckety. Oh yeah, banger time. Oh, there's random item locations. And random room locations? Okay. Okay, this looks too short. How do I rectify this? Maybe like this? Something like that, I guess. Move this over here. Come on. They got item sending working. Nice. Okay, that's probably good enough for now. In terms of chairs. So I'll move this to the side and... Wait, no, I'll move it up, and that way I can grab it through Atlas texturing. Okay, save that. Oops. Okay, delete this layer. Okay. There we go. Back to Godot we go. So, back to the bridge. So from here, I will add a new sprite. For the chair. Let's see, spaceship room? Okay, starship room. Am I finally happy to be free from Unity after like 7 or so years? I mean, I was never really unhappy with the version of Unity that the team used. But just like the fact that like it seemed like an inevitability that we would have to like buy into their subscription fees, which I was not keen on. But that combined with like everything else that went down means I'm a very happy camper with Godot now. Okay, so we'll put this chair here. I will also swipe the script from the chairs in the Sanctum hub. So that way we will be able to sit in them. I need to expand the script for the chair sitting at some point to change the offset of the player to a specific value. So that way they don't like, so that their sprite doesn't like teeter on the edge of where they're supposed to sit. I think I'll do that now. I'll look at the chair script. Snap to position. Port bar. Snap to X. Bool. And when that's true, we'll change the X position of the player. If snap to X target player, we'll position that X equals the position of the chair. Snap to X, export of our force direction. We'll make this an integer, and if it's anything other than 0, that will change the player's direction. If force direction. So that way they don't try to, like, face right on a chair that is facing left. Oh. Target player dot direction. Okay, that should be enough. Oh, refresh invite link? Hold on. The bot should have gotten the new invite link. I don't know why it didn't update. Thank you all so much for joining the Discord server. Let's go. So many new memes. Yeah, it's a pretty chill server. We just like share stuff we're working on and memes and like talk about games we're playing and movies we've watched recently. Oh, I freaking love Lattail music. Did you know that for both Woofle and myself, both of the heavy hitters of Freedom Planet's music, Lattail was a very early inspiration for our styles. You can kind of hear like Woofle's style in some of the soundtracks if you were to listen to it sometime. I just wish the game itself was like better, like less grindy, because the music like absolutely slaps. Okay, so snap to X forks direction to -1, so that way when Crony tries to sit in this chair, she will always face left and she will always snap to a particular position. I will transfer that behavior to the Sanctum Hub as well. Snap to X. Yeah, Palladium. This song was in one of the SRB2 card tracks. That's why it sounds familiar. Oh, right. I forgot to add one here. There we go. And I'll do that to the Garden Hub as well, because that's got a few chairs. Come on. There it is. Snap to X. Actually, this doesn't need the snapping, but this does. Nice. Okay, so we've got this chair here. I feel like maybe I need to change this offset a little bit. Just so it's a bit centered. Okay, move that chair there, and then we will duplicate this. Flip it horizontally. And then it's on the other side. And then we will force the direction to be facing right. Cool, so we got a couple of chairs. I also do feel like I need like some sort of pilot's console for actually steering the ship. Then we could also maybe put some fancy lights up top. Maybe like a few, like maybe I could put like a catwalk up here and have like more devices up there. And like some computer consoles in the back. People would discover more great games if they didn't insist on playing the game first. Sometimes great music can get you to buy the game. Yeah, I agree, Trilina. I'm guilty of that myself. I feel like I want to hold off on listening to a game's soundtrack before I actually play it. Like there are some, like the Sonic games that I haven't played yet, the 3D Sonic games, I have not really been spoiled on their soundtracks just yet, for the most part. But yeah. Nice. Okay. So let me see how the chairs behave and if our script updates actually work. Yeah, I love the butt rock of the 3D Sonics as well. Okay, perfect. So we snap to the position and we always face the direction of the chair. Awesome. Now I feel like for this kind of chair specifically, what I could do is like the chair script allows you to specify an animation to use. So I'll make another sprite for Crony that has the cape like droop down past the edges of the chair. And I could also make one to account for chairs that have arms that kind of like hide her sprite. Nope. Yeah, and since you press down to sit in chairs, you don't have to worry about accidentally talking to NPCs. Oh, also, I need to make her blink. Or have some kind of motion while she's sitting. I will do that as well. So I don't forget. So back to the drawing board, literally. Oh, Trilina, hi. Yeah. There has been quite a bit of progress. I've finished the tutorial stage, and I also made substantial progress on the spaceship hub. One thing you don't know what to do about if you ever made a game is the music, since you can't make or buy any. Yeah, I feel you there, Trashbo. Like, I consider myself a jack of all trades. I can do pretty much anything that is required in order to make a game. It's just that I'm not as good as someone who is like specially like devoted to that particular skill. And I'm a pretty good musician, but I feel like there are other musicians that could like have like better results than I could if I was just working solo. So I tend to collab with musicians instead. Collabing is also a good way to kind of like learn like the tricks of the trade. Like my pixel art improved dramatically after I started working with Tyson Tan on Freedom Planet 2 stuff. So like just like collaboration, I think, is like the key to kind of learning those things, and just like having like the motivation to learn in the first place. But failing that, commissioning people is always well worth it. Like I've very much enjoyed commissioning like all the artists that have been helping us with this game as well. You can only program in game design. Anything artistic, you're a disaster. Yeah, like in terms of like getting a project off the ground in order to entice people to like join your team, you can just start with like basic shapes and stuff in terms of graphics, and just like show it off as a proof of concept to like demonstrate that okay, I can program. I have what it takes to put everything together that the art team gives me. So yeah, I think that would be a good, potentially a good way of going about it. But in any case, I do wish you luck with your project, and I hope it gets off the ground. Okay, so what's I gonna do? Right, sitting. So does she have an Aseprite file for sitting? She does. Okay. So here, I think what I will do is I will just duplicate every frame. Except for the T, because that's only used for cutscenes. And then I'm gonna look at the way that she blinks in her idle animation. Okay, so it's a 3-frame blink. So I will duplicate these twice so that we have 2 frames each. How did I handle that? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So there's that, and then this eye here. I think that was the right layer. No, it's not. Whatever, it's fine. Whoops. Okay. Oh, right, it was this one, not the other one. Okay, this needs to be a different pixel color. Okay. Alright, so with that in mind, I will go ahead and export this. And let's change the number of rows. How many frames are there? There's 7. Okay, 7 times 80 is 560. Okay. Alright, that's good. So now I am going to go back to Godot once again. Carriero, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Alright, let me take a sippy real quick. You wonder how Tyson's doing? It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I heard from him. I think he's just been, like, swallowed by his day job. Which is kind of a shame, because I'm really looking forward to his webcomic whenever it comes out. I don't know if it's going to be a webcomic or just a normal comic. Or, like, a graphic novel. But he's gonna work on, some kind of, like, graphic novel / comic called Electric Hearts. And it looks so cool, and it's got his signature, like tech / animal aesthetic. But yeah, I'm very grateful that someone like that, who's so generous, was like so passionate about our project that he was willing to work on it for so long. I'll always be grateful for him. Yeah, in a matter of speaking, Double Cakes, yeah. Kind of like Mega Man Mavericks. Okay, where's this sit? There it is. Okay. So we're just going to make additional frames for the existing sitting animation. I want to play Diddy Kong Racing sometime, too. Okay, is that the small one? Yeah, that's the small sitting animation. Okay, I think that's long enough. And then the frame duration, let's try 20 frames, see how that feels. Yeah. I could even vary it a little bit. I could just, like, duplicate the animation, but just make, like, the first loop go by a bit faster. Just to make it feel a bit more organic. Yeah, okay. I like it. So, 10 frames per second. 15, 20, okay. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, I think this is just gonna feel better. I mean, ideally, I could just have a, like, subtle breathing motions during the sitting animation as well, because something I like to do for player characters is to make sure that their sprite is always in motion in some way. That way the player can kind of, like, tell at a very quick glance where they are on the screen. That's something that the Shantae games do a very good job with, in particular. Because, like, whether you're just, like, standing in place, whether you're crouching, whether you're hanging onto a rope or a ladder, whether you're, like, attached to a wall, Shantae's sprite is always in motion. Which makes sense, because she's a dancer, you know? Okay, so... Alright, let's see how that feels. Yeah, like, Future Funland is probably my favorite, like, world in the original Diddy Kong Racing. It's just, like, I was never able to unlock it as a kid. It was only after, like, I played it much later in life and I, like, looked up, like, the method that you're supposed to use to unlock it. Okay, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, giving life to a character is very pleasing to see. Exactly. That's why I'm glad that I got Crony out of the way first. Like 90% of her animations were done before I even had, like, a game prototype. other than like very basic platform physics. But it was such like a good like. I know that a lot of developers will tell you that you should start your game off with just making everything basic shapes and blocks until you've got like the physics and stuff down. Then you can worry about animating the characters later. But I don't feel motivated enough to start working on the physics engine until I have a visible player character. So what I tend to do is I tend to draw their like the majority of their sprites first, and then kind of use that as a reference for how far they should jump, what their like walking and running speed should be. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she's blinking now. So at least that's it. The blinking is kind of enough to like tell that okay, like the game hasn't frozen. Nice. She's just staring at the map, the 3D map. Nice. Yeah, you will always end up with unused sprites, like no matter what. Like no matter which order that you do things in. So you know, you might as well have fun with it. You just gotta do what motivates you the most. And like if it motivates you more to do the player sprites before actually building the game engine, then by all means. Yeah, one of my favorite things too also is like the little twirl she does when you dash jump. I think it just adds a lot. And of course she's got like a normal jump if you don't dash. Oh, wait. There's more playable characters in 30XX now? When I played, it was only Nina and Ace. Oh, I wonder if the bed height, I wonder if it's exactly enough that the sitting animation could work. I'm gonna check that. Okay, so let's see. So the height of this chair, 20 pixels. Oh, it's shorter. I could make them taller so you can sit on them. So they need to be 4 pixels taller. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, VV Vermilion! Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I love your emote. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have to follow cute bats? Let's go! It's always nice to see a fellow bat aficionados in here. Being a bat myself, of course. And I know so many cool bat VTubers, and it was really cool because one of my New Year's resolutions, in a manner of speaking, was I want to collab with more people. And the very first day of January 1st, I was invited to a Pummel Party collab with all bat VTubers. There were 4 of us. That was so cool. I'm super glad that I got to do that. Yeah, I'm actually part of a Discord server called the Bat Colony, and it is devoted to like all Bat VTubers. I think they have open invites, but if you're a Bat VTuber, feel free to DM me on Twitch at some point, and then I can send you a link. You should hang out with bats more often, but you're shy. That's no problem. You got to take these things at your own pace, like whenever you're ready to try out new things. It's got to be on your terms. That's the best way to experience something new. Maybe you will. Thank you. No problem. I feel like at the height required to make the sitting animation work. It's the beds feel a bit too tall. So I think maybe what I could do instead is I could just make another sitting animation for Crony. And maybe it doesn't need to be a sitting animation. Maybe she could actually lay on the bed. But I think that's something that I can experiment with off stream. Not bad, just Durg. Durg. That's dragon, right? But let me see. Crony sit. How tall? I mean, how short would I have to make it? Oh, I'm getting a picture in my head of what her sitting animation could be like. So she'd kind of like have her knees like propped up. She'd have her elbows on her knees, and she'd kind of like have her head in her hands, and she'd just have like a bored look on her face. So, like using this as a base. She wouldn't cross her legs during this. So we'd put this like right here. Make it go. Okay, where's her eye animation? I need that as a reference. Okay, here we go. I'm cooking. Oh, you're reptilian, Durg? I mean, dragons are supposed to be reptilian anyway, right? Okay, so we go down here. Just kind of do this. Oh, okay, so it depends on whether you're talking about Eastern or Western dragons. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, knee. That could work as is, honestly. Yeah, probably is good enough for now. Slacks! Hi! Hope you're doing well. Yeah, and then later I could do the head and hands thing. I feel like this knee needs to be a bit thicker. Yeah, you always want to flip your sprites horizontally just to make sure that you've got, like, everything looking balanced. Alright, cool. So I will go ahead and copy this over. What? Delete layer. Save. Nope. Let's go back to the sitting animation. Okay, here we go. Maybe the knee could be a bit higher. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably. I'll just move it just a bit upwards. Nice. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Okay, which layer is the head on? Okay. There we go. So now, we're exporting the sprite sheet once again. And back to Godot we go. To Godot we go. Wow. So, for Crony, we will be adding a new sitting animation, which is sit 16 pixels, I believe. We're going 10 frames per second. Okay, this frame duration is 15. Duplicate them all. Make this 120. And ta-da! Nice. I like it. So we'll save that. And then we'll go back to the starship, and then we will add the chair zones to the beds. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and then we're going to go into Ina's room and paste it here. And this is a 16 pixel chair. We don't need to snap to an X position because the bed is so wide. We also don't really need to force a direction, maybe? I don't know, I'll experiment. I'll put it like right here. And then I'll do the same thing for Kobo and Iophi's beds. And I do need to move the Kobo NPC so that we can actually see the player sit. Yeah, good old Station Square. It's really cool to play it with mods now that have all the holiday DLC, among other things. And it's just nice because they have an option to where they can like automatically activate during certain times of the year. So it kind of like makes Station Square feel a bit more alive, that it kind of like changes with the seasons. Okay. So, let us take a look at this new sitting animation, see how it feels. Just all these little bells and whistles that I'm adding just like really breathe life into hub areas, even if there's not technically not anything to do in them. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you can tell that she's too tall for this bed. Nice. I like it. So we did the bed sitting, we did the chairs, we did the doors. She looks so bored. Nice. I'm not sure if we need to necessarily make the player face to the right, so I could toggle that off. Nice. Bum, bum, bum. Awesome. Ah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... not force a direction. What of waiting animations? Yeah, we have some of those in the game. Crony has like 2 by default, but depending on certain environments, they might get swapped out with other animations. Yeah, Sana's big. Alright, so I feel like that's a good place to wrap up for the evening. It is getting around time to feed the puppies anyway. So, thank you all so much for joining me today. It was nice and chill. And I'm happy that I got to show off more of our progress. And I will continue to work hard to make this game a reality. And once again, shout out to the team that has been absolutely incredible and like a big help with like so many different aspects of the game, like with the cutscenes and the text and dialogue text and like the NPC characters and stuff. So I am grateful to you all, and I can't wait to keep making awesome things with you all. Yeah. Yes, also Sana is eternal. Yeah. So, let's see if there's anyone we can raid. Well, I see a few people. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see, we've got someone playing Minecraft, we got someone playing Pokemon Black and White. I wonder if anyone's playing any of our games right now. Oh, somebody's playing Freedom Planet 2 for the first time. Oh, you wanna surprise them? You wanna surprise them? Okay, so let's see. Raid. Dev raid. Okay. And here is our raid message for those who are subscribed to me. Let me just copy and paste that so you see the actual emotes. Right. So without further ado, I shall bid you all adieu. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope you all have the best of weekends, and I'll see you next week, and we will continue Mega Manuary and play a couple more Mega Man games, and of course, have more dev streams. Yeah. That's a wrap. Bye.